Okay, welcome to the virtual college exploration for all Illinois students, sponsored by the Illinois Association for College Admissions Counseling and StriveScan. Thank you all for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenter at any time. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at IACAC.org. The presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website, IACAC.org. I'd like to turn it now over to our presenter.
All right. Hey, everybody. My name is Kenzie, and I am your admissions counselor at Oklahoma State University. Really excited to get to talk to you guys. I appreciate y'all taking the time to spend some time with me tonight, and hopefully you learn more about Oklahoma State and that you did before. So just if you have questions throughout, don't hesitate to put your questions in the Q&A at the very bottom of your screen, and I will get to them at the end of my presentation. But until then, I'm going to start the presentation and share my screen here. And we will get going. All right. There we go. Okay. Again, Oklahoma State University, we are in Stillwater, Oklahoma. And I am your admissions counselor. There's my information right there. Again, my name is Kenzie Keppel. My email and my work cell phone are right there for you. Make sure you write that down. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. I am your go-to source for anything Oklahoma State. And so don't hesitate to text me or call me, email me, whatever's best for you, and I will get back to you and help you out no matter what questions you have. So let's get into it now. Just to give you some general information about Oklahoma State University, we have 5 different academic colleges at OSU and over 200 majors and minors. So pretty much anything you can imagine, we have at Oklahoma State in terms of a major there. Just for me personally, I did not know what I wanted to major in when I started, when I went to college. I started in business, ended up in education, so you just kind of never know where you're going to go. Some people don't anyways. If you're not sure, that okstate.mymajors.com is a really good resource for you kind of going forward. It'll give you your top 10 majors based on your personality, so kind of fun there. Something might spark, and you can change it later, change your major later if you would want, but just so you know there, that tool is there for you. And then moving forward here, just kind of general information about Oklahoma State. We are in the Big 12 Conference, and we are actually 4th in the country in national championships with 52 NCAA National Championships at OSU across our many sports. And so I'll talk a little bit more about athletics here in just a little bit, but to give you some information on Stillwater, our town here, it's about 50,000 people, and the student population is over 22,000. You're not going to find that really anywhere else in the country where you have that population with that amount of students. It makes for one of the most remarkable college experiences that you could ever ask for. And it is really a family. We call it the Cowboy family here at Oklahoma State. And you really get that vibe. Hopefully you guys can come on campus at some point and really feel it, because it's really special. And you're not going to find kind of the population to student ratio. It's a very young and vibrant community. People kind of take care of each other here. So it's kind of sweet. And you still get that big, the Big 12 atmosphere as well. And 26% of our students are from out of state. And so about 1 in 4 there are from somewhere other than Oklahoma. And then we have over 500 student organizations at OSU. That includes pretty much anything you can imagine with your interests you may not even know you have yet. We have an organization and group for it. It's really important at Oklahoma State to get involved. Leadership and involvement are really, really important. I always say, if you're not making friends at OSU, you're probably just staying in your room all day, because it is a very vibrant and friendly campus where everybody can kind of find their thing and what they're passionate about and what they love doing. So it's really a fun place to be. Moving on here to kind of show you all just kind of our different academic buildings here at OSU. In the top left there that is our Spear School of Business. With the Spear School of Business, that building just opened up 2 years ago. It is a horseshoe, of course, because we're the Cowboys. You got to be a horseshoe, right? So it is remarkable from the outside. As you can see, it's beautiful, and then the inside, just state-of-the-art technology with our business programs there. In the top right, the state-of-the-art technology continues with the Endeavor Engineering Lab that also opened up a couple of years ago. It is a one-of-a-kind in the country type lab where you can actually do graduate level research at the undergraduate level for engineering. So really cool opportunities there with engineering at OSU. And in the top middle, You can see the student union. That is the largest student union in the country that we are very proud of, and really cool dining options and all sorts of things go on in the student union. In the bottom left, that is the Ferguson College of Agriculture. You can see that's a rendering there. Our brand new agriculture building opens up in 2023. And so we're working on that right now. Really proud of that $100 million donation that we got to build a brand new building. We have great facilities already for agriculture because we are originally an agriculture school, but this new building is going to, really put us over the top there at Oklahoma State for agriculture. Bottom right, that is our McKnight Center for the Performing Arts. We just opened up that last October, so it's about the 1-year anniversary for that brand new, beautiful Performing Arts Center with a arts education building built on top of it, or built beside it there. With that, last year we opened it up with the New York Philharmonic, did a residency on our campus, so really bringing some contemporary artists, musicals, all sorts of theater and contemporary and classical artists to Stillwater, Oklahoma, which some people may not think of in the middle of Oklahoma, that you would have some amazing artists like the New York Philharmonic and more coming there. So in the bottom middle, that is our honors college. We have a top 10 rated honors college in the country. So yes, you have that big college experience, then you have a top 10 rated honors college in the country. If you are interested in honors at all, I would highly suggest looking into it. It is a really cool program to be a part of there at Oklahoma State. Just to dive into the application now, as you can see, typical things you look for at a university for an application. We are not a part of the Common App at OSU. The reason why we are not a part of the Common App is because our application actually doubles as a scholarship application. It is all right there for you, so you don't have to do separate things. You will be applied for almost all of our scholarships, and we'll talk about scholarships here in just a little bit as well. But with our application there, admissions.okstate.edu is where to apply at Oklahoma State. And we ask for the kind of general things: your official transcript reflecting your unweighted GPA and class rank, your official ACT or SAT scores. You see that asterisk there. We are test optional for scholarships and for admission this year, so that's very exciting. That with everything going on, if you do not have an ACT or SAT score, that is okay, because we are test optional. $40 application fee or fee waiver. The two components there at the very bottom are kind of the unique things to Oklahoma State. They are essays, and you complete 2 of the 4. They're kind of fun questions, kind of get you thinking outside the box a little bit, like, if you're a superhero, what would your superpower be, and what would your arch nemesis be? Those kind of questions just kind of get your get your mind going a little bit there and thinking outside the box a little bit. And then the leadership involvement resume. This is just anything that you have done. We want to know. We want to know who you are and get to know you a little bit there. So that leadership involvement resume, just kind of fill it up. If you volunteered a weekend somewhere, you definitely put that on there. Just anything that your grandparents or your parents would be proud of you for. You put that on that resume, and so that's kind of the component there that's important for scholarships. So do not forget to complete those. All right, ways to be admitted at Oklahoma State. As you can see, we have comprehensive review and assured admission, so 2 different ways to be admitted. For the comprehensive review on the left side of your screen, we consider a lot of factors. We want to get to know you as a whole person. You will hear that over and over again as your time at Oklahoma State begins. We want to know you as a whole person. And so with your GPA, your test scores, if you have them, again, we are test optional. In response to the essays and the leadership experience that you have, we kind of make it a decision on your potential to be successful at Oklahoma State from there. On the other side of your screen, on the right side, you can see our assured admission criteria: a 3.0 unweighted GPA in the top third of your class, or if you have a 3.0 in your 15-unit core. Your 15-unit core, this is your science, math, history, foreign language, kind of your general classes there, and a 21 ACT or 1060 SAT, or if you have a 24 ACT or an 1160 SAT. Any one of those 3, congratulations, you will be admitted at Oklahoma State. All right, so some important dates to kind of write down here as we march forward. July 1st, that is when your application opened up. If you're a senior. Juniors, July 1st next year will be when your application opens up. October 1st, just this past week, the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, opened for students. It's not required at OSU, but we always suggest, if you can, send that to us, because you never know what kind of financial aid you may be eligible for. December 1st, that is when the enrollment deposit opens up. So the enrollment deposit is for admitted students, And that allows you as an admitted student to apply for housing and to register for new student orientation on February 1st, the next date there. So you have a little bit of buffer of a time to get that enrollment deposit in so you can apply for housing and register for orientation later on. I will tell you on February 1st, applying for housing, that the earlier you apply for housing, the more options you're going to have to live on campus. And we have 32 different options of housing at OSU. It's kind of overwhelming. But you definitely, you want to get in there as early as possible so you have your selection of where you want to live at OSU. If you're like me, I'm bougie. I want to know exactly and have my pick of where I want to live. And so February 1st is that date. February 1st is a really important date, as you guys can see. That is also our scholarship deadline, our priority scholarship deadline at OSU. That is to complete your application, be admitted, and then also to have your essays and leadership resume in as well. So February 1st, a really important date for all of our competitive scholarships. And I'll talk about competitive scholarships more here in just a little bit, but February 1st, you get plenty of time, but just kind of be thinking about that as we kind of move forward in the process. And then July 1st, that is our final scholarship deadline for assured scholarships. And I'll break down assured scholarships here in just a little bit, but July 1st is our final scholarship deadline to get any test scores or transcripts in that you want considered for scholarships. And again, as I go forward here, if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to drop them at the very bottom of the Q&A, and I'll get to them after I'm completed here with our presentation. With the scholarship types at OSU, we have 3 different types of scholarships. University assured scholarships. These are, I'm going to dive pretty deep into this here in just a little bit on this next slide, where they're based largely on your test score or your GPA, either one there. The partner scholarships there in the middle, they're based on a variety of factors like national merit, Oklahoma State Board of Regents. They're partnered entities, so they're outside of Oklahoma State, just partnered entities that we have. And then university competitive scholarships. University competitive scholarships, this is that February 1st deadline to be considered for all of them. And they're based on a variety of things, test scores, GPAs, leadership involvement resume, just anything you can imagine. They put that into consideration, and they kind of want to see you as a person, your potential to be successful. And that is why it's so important. My big word of advice is to pick a major when you're applying to Oklahoma State, because if you put undeclared as your major or undecided, then the university competitive scholarships will not be, you will not be considered for the university competitive scholarship. So put something as your major. You can always change it later on. It is completely fine to do that. Like I said earlier, I am going to talk a little bit more about the assured scholarships than anything here. The assured scholarships, this is brand new as of Friday. The very top there, as you can see, the out-of-state achievement scholarship, GPA only. So this is the one that we just recently rolled out. There are no test scores required for this assured scholarship. With a 3.75 GPA to a 4.0, that is an $8,000 scholarship per year for 4 years. If you have a 3.5 to 3.74, that's $7,000 per year for 4 years. Or if you have a 3.25 to a 3.49, that is $6,000 per year for 4 years. So that if you're not able to test, that is those are your opportunities there for scholarships. Or if you just have a lower ACT or SAT score number, then that will be your scholarship you should be shooting for there for your GPA. If you do have a ACT or SAT score, here are your scholarships. And as you can see, the numbers go up quite a bit if you do have an SAT or ACT score. So if you can, I know a lot of things are going on right now, but if you can at all, try to take an ACT or SAT. And again, you have until July 1st for these assured scholarships. Now, it would possibly be good if you can get if you can get a test in by February 1st to help open you up to as much scholarship as you can. But if you can't, that is okay. As you can see, we have those GPA only scholarships there for you as well. But your test score certainly raises the level of scholarships you could be eligible for as you kind of move forward. An important thing to note as well, we are accepting ACT provided super scores. And so if you take a test, you can take as many tests as you like. We will accept the ACT provided super score. It has to be sent directly from the ACT, but we will accept those for these scholarships. And so if you have a 23 composite, but if you take a couple of tests and your science is higher than one, then we'll combine those scores, or ACT will combine those scores, send them to us, and you would be awarded that $10,000 scholarship there, or higher, depending on what your composite score evens out to be with the super score. Kind of end us out on some fun stuff here to go with athletics. I told you I'd talk about athletics. I'm an athletics guy. I love to talk about it. So, I got to talk about it a little bit, brag a little bit about my guys here at OSU. At the top left, that is Boone Pickens Stadium. There's nothing like that place on a Saturday when it's packed. can't wait for next year when we're able to kind of all get together again and do that. But right now, our football team is ranked in the top 10 in the country. We are undefeated, the best record in the Big 12. We're really excited about that program and the future of that program as well. It is really special to be in that Boone Pickens Stadium there. As you can see, it is beautiful. Top right, that is Gallagher Ive Arena. That is where wrestling and basketball are housed. With that, we have the #1 player in the country play for Oklahoma State this year. So we're really excited about basketball there. And the bottom left, that is our Cowgirl softball team. Cowgirl softball, they're trying to repeat and go to the College World Series again. They did last year, and we're really excited about them. And then the bottom right, that is our new soccer stadium that we have. And our soccer team is actually ranked #4 in the country this year, and they're reigning Big 12 champions, trying to repeat. And then in the bottom middle, that is our brand new baseball stadium. It's a $70 million baseball stadium. We are pumped to get into that stadium this spring as it opens up. And baseball is also defending Big 12 champions. So it's really exciting. This campus at Oklahoma State is always vibrant, always. But to have all of your athletic teams being successful, it's kind of just adds that extra layer of vibrancy and bringing alumni back, and just so cool to see our student athletes being successful. So really fun there. And something that is super unique to Oklahoma State, we have America's greatest homecoming at OSU. There's really nothing like it. In the top left there, that is what we call walk around at OSU. There are 80,000 people on the streets of Stillwater during walk around. If you remember earlier, our town population is 50,000, and so 80,000 people walking around during homecoming there. As you can see in the background there on that picture in the top left, those are house decorations that our students build, and they try to compete to make the best house decorations. So it's really fun. And next year will be the 100th homecoming celebration. We cannot wait for next year. It's going to be so much fun to have the biggest one ever, and when everybody's able to come back and enjoy it with us. And then in the top right, that we always dye our fountain orange, so it's always a fun week. The entire week is filled with just crazy and fun things. In the bottom left, that is our homecoming parade. And in the bottom right, you can see Ricky Fowler. He was our Grand Marshal a couple of years ago. We always have fun Grand Marshals that lead us up for the homecoming week. We've had Garth Brooks, of course, Ricky Fowler, Barry Sanders. Some of our alums come back, and it's always a great time. Make sure you follow and visit us on all the socials. We work, our people work extremely hard to give you all great content. Be an OSU Cowboy is our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I don't think we're on TikTok yet, but we're on just about everything else there. So make sure you follow us up there. And then Monday through Friday are our on-campus visits. We are doing visits on campus every single weekday. We'd love to have y'all come up and come see us if y'all can. I know it's a far drive there for you, but we're taking all the protocols possible to make it as safe as possible. And so if you're comfortable, we'd love to have you guys come on campus to see what we're all about, because that's kind of my pitch to everybody is always just try to visit as many schools as you're interested in, and kind of see what's home, because finding what is home is most important, no matter where you go there in your decision process, because you want to find somewhere where you're comfortable. And again, you feel like it's home. So I hope that you're able to come see if Oklahoma State feels like home to you here in the near future. And again, this is my information that if you want to get to know me and you have any questions for me, my cell phone number is there and my email. Make sure you write that stuff down, and I would be more than happy to reach out. Or if you guys reach out, and I'll be more than happy to reach out to other people if I don't know the answers for you. So I look forward to hearing from you. I'm going to jump off the share screen and see what kind of questions we have here. Right. Clarifying on the super scores. Yes, so just so you know, with the super scores, if you guys have other questions, just put them in there. But just on the super scores part, with that, so we have to have it from the ACT. So we will not accept an SAT super score, unfortunately, because SAT is not providing them to us. But with the ACT, we are accepting those. So make sure you send that in to us. Next question would be about housing. With housing at OSU, it is first come, first serve, basically. And so freshman housing, there is really no such thing as freshman housing. So you can live wherever you want to live. It's just first come, first serve. So you got to pick as quickly as you can. And again, February 1st is the early day to select there for housing. But that's really important to get in there and apply for housing as early as you possibly can there. And I'm not seeing any other questions. The last thing I would say is try, if you can at all, try to get a test score into us so you're considered for all scholarships. So you have all of that complete consideration there. If not, that is completely okay and fine if you're not able to send us a test score, because we do have some scholarships, like I said before, that you are eligible for without the test score. But if you can at all, February 1st is that date for test optional. And that is all I have.
Thank you all for joining us. Again, when the window closes, there will be a link to a very quick survey. It's only 4 questions. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, this was just one of the many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at IACAC.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recordings as well as all of the other session recordings at IACAC.org. Thank you all and have a great day.
Thank you all. Go Pokes.